Hey everyone, this is Tasha Deshawn. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am showing you how to make one of the easiest and most effective DIY hair growth spray using these 3 powerful ingredients. But first, let me share with you the liquids that I'll be adding. I have my distilled water, in which is safer than tap water, but I'll talk about it a little later in the video. I have my aloe vera juice for moisturizing and conditioning purposes. And y'all know that in just about every last one of my DIYs, I am adding either aloe vera juice or rose water. And speaking of rose water, here we go. You know, I also state that if I'm not using either one or the other, I am using both. They are both filled with so many nutrients. And here I have my glycerin as a humectant, because we're dealing with Ayurvedic herbs. You need your moisturizers, your conditioners, and your humectants to draw in the moisture from the air into your hair and scalp. For so many years, people have been sharing DIYs with you guys, have been filled with strong and potent herbs. And although they are very powerful, they are also very drying as well. And here I have my jasmine green tea. But if you don't have jasmine, then please don't let that stop you. You can use any other green tea. I also have my whole cloves, and many people are also going to ask, can they use clove powder if they don't have the cloves? And the answer is yes. And remember how I stated that certain Ayurvedic herbs can be very drying? Well, cloves is one of them, and I will also dive into that a little later as well. Here I have my rosemary dry leaves, and for some of you that don't know, rosemary can also be a little drying to your hair as well. And I'm making sure that I am stating this because remember that moisturizing and conditioning liquids are very important. How are you using these herbs to grow your hair and then it immediately snaps back off? And y'all know I have to add a preservative, and the preservative of choice is the OPTIPHEN Plus. Y'all see that new bottle? And lastly, your girl got to add her fragrance oil. And although the words are pretty much faded away, it is called the watermelon strawberry, and I don't remember the last name. It could be called blossom. I'm not really sure, so please don't quote me on that. But let's go ahead and head over into the kitchen. So if y'all haven't already noticed by now, my scenery is a little bit different, and that's because I'm at my store. But I go ahead and add 1 cup of distilled water to a small pot, and I am using a double burner. So it really doesn't matter whatever you use, as long as it's boiling the water, it's completely fine. But I just thought I'd tell y'all, because you know, some of y'all probably looking like, okay, where's she at? You know, my loyal ones, the ones that I be talking to on my live. I'm talking about y'all. So I'm trying something new at my store until I be able to open up to the public. And on my other channel, I had already stated that I was going to start doing DIYs over here. So why not start now? But I pretty much simmer my water until it comes to a boil. And then I start adding my ingredients. And while it's coming to a boil, I'll talk about the ingredients and some of its benefits. Now let's dive a little bit into rosemary. It has been one of the most trusted herbs for centuries when it comes down to hair growth. It helps bring fresh blood flow straight to the scalp, feeding your follicles with oxygen and nutrients. It also helps keep your scalp clean by balancing oil and reducing dandruff. What's amazing is how it works with green tea. While green tea gently stimulates and detoxifies, rosemary enhances circulation and strengthens the follicles those nutrients feed. Plus, it strengthens strands from the root, promoting thicker hair over time. So green tea isn't just healthy for your body, but it's powerful for your scalp too. It is rich in catechins, which helps block DHT, the hormone that causes thinning around the crown and edges. The natural caffeine in green tea helps stimulate your hair follicles, waking them up and encouraging new growth. Plus, it's full of antioxidants that protects your hair from buildup and inflammation. And that's why I love it as a base, because it sets the foundation for a healthy scalp environment. So I added 1 tablespoon of the rosemary and green tea to the pot. Now I am adding a few cloves. So in the beginning, I only grabbed 3 cloves and I dropped them in the pot. But later you will see that I added about 7 more to this concoction. And although cloves can be very drying, by adding a few more will not harm it due to me adding the aloe vera juice, the rose water and the glycerin, in which you'll see me adding in just a little bit. But right now I am stirring it and I am allowing it to simmer for about 10 minutes. So be sure that you have it on low heat. But let's go ahead and dive into those cloves. Cloves contain eugenol, a natural stimulant that wakes up the hair follicles. So if it wakens up hair follicles, then you should know that follicles can fall asleep. Yep, they can take a nap. And some of y'all follicles have been asleep for too long. And most people don't even know that cloves is very, and it's most definitely going to wake up them follicles with consistent use. So if you are not serious about your hair growth, then you might as well step away from the cloves, because it is going to do what it's supposed to do. And then you are adding green tea, and on top of that, the rosemary. Yeah, the potent rosemary. Just know that if you create this DIY, then you are most definitely going to receive great growth results. But back to the benefits, because I know who's serious by the ones who will end up leaving a comment in the section below telling me how they got amazing growth results. So it is rich in antioxidants that promote a healthy scalp and shine. It strengthens the hair shaft, preventing breakage and shedding. It balances the mix by adding protection against bacteria and fungi, keeping the scalp clean and growth friendly. So cloves might be small, but they are mighty. So when you add them to your green tea and rosemary blend, you are creating a mix that not only stimulates growth, but also protects your scalp from buildup and itchiness. So after it has boiled for about 10 minutes, then I pour it into my bowl. And as you can see, your girl don't be playing. I be trying to scrape every bit of these herbs out of the pot. But after that, I allow it to cool down for about 10 minutes. So let me rewind back and remind you of how all three of these ingredients are a powerhouse for hair growth and strength, because each ingredient targets a different part of the hair growth cycle while providing antioxidants, scalp stimulation, and protection from breakage. They all either stimulate blood circulation, scalp circulation, reduce and block DHT, soothes the scalp, and strengthen hair strands. So once cooled down, I now strain it. And since I'm about to add my liquid moisturizers, conditioners, and glycerin, let me go ahead and talk about them. I add about a half of a tablespoon of the aloe vera juice, in which is a multitasking gem for both hair and scalp health, rich in vitamins, minerals, enzymes, and amino acids that deeply nourish, hydrate, and protect hair and scalp. It's about 98% water, making it an exceptional natural humectant. And just like glycerin, it also draws moisture into the hair and helps lock it in. It also softens dry hair, brittle hair, improving elasticity and reducing breakage. And on the scalp, it restores hydration and prevents tightness, itching, and flaking. So by adding this to your DIY, like this rosemary, clove, and green tea mixture, it can be used as a leave-in mix because it balances out their drying properties. Now with the rose water, in which is my favorite, it is a gentle yet powerful ingredient for hair and scalp. It can also be used for skin health as well, but right now we are talking about hair growth and how it is especially loved for its soothing, hydrating, and balancing properties. And like the others, it is also a natural humectant. It softens dry, brittle strands and adds a light, natural shine without weighing hair down. It is especially beneficial for dry, frizzy, or curly hair, as it soothes the cuticles and makes detangling easier. And that's why I mentioned that this DIY hair growth spray is not just for your scalp, but it is also great for your hair strands as far as strengthening and detangling your tangled hair. It contains vitamin A, C, D, E, and flavonoids, which acts as an antioxidant to protect hair from free radical damage, UV rays, pollution, and heat. Rosewater also gently stimulates blood flow to the scalp, improving oxygen and nutrients delivery to follicles. It also helps create a clean, balanced environment that supports new hair growth when used consistently. And for those of you that don't know what consistently means, it means constantly. You know, on a consistent basis. Remember how I keep stating in each video that it will work but only if you work it. We can do everything else except for tend to our hair like we supposed to. So my preservative of choice is the OPTIPHEN Plus, in which I ordered on Amazon. For those of you that are new, welcome to my channel, but please go back and look at a lot of my DIYs where you see me always adding a preservative to any and all of my DIY concoctions, especially these hair growth teas and also the DIY growth shampoo. So I took a 1/4 of teaspoon, but I only poured a half of that. So if you notice that I poured the other half back into the bottle. I make sure that I state this because no matter how many times I do a voiceover, people still tend to come in the comment section and ask the same question. And so many other people will still ask if these DIYs will have to be refrigerated after adding a preservative. And the answer is no. No, it do not. The whole point behind adding a preservative is to preserve whatever that you are creating, and it will keep you from having to refrigerate it. It allows you to put it on your dresser, on your bathroom shelf, on the sink, wherever you choose to place it after you've used it. The shelf life of a preservative is usually from 6 months at the least to 12 months, meaning a year or a little bit over a year at the most. So with the OPTIPHEN Plus, it is a broad spectrum preservative that is used to prevent the growth of bacteria, yeast, and mold in water-based products like sprays, lotions, gels, and rinses. The OPTIPHEN Plus is a paraben-free and formaldehyde-free alternative, making it ideal for natural formulations like hair growth mist and aloe-based toners, or should I say aloe-based sprays. Any formulas containing water, aloe vera juice, hydrosols, teas, or herbal infusions needs a preservative. So without one, bacteria and mold can grow within 3 to 7 days in the refrigerator. Yes, I said even in the refrigerator. So majority of your favorite DIY creators of the past have been telling you guys to refrigerate your hair growth sprays, only to tell y'all to throw them away after 3 to 7 days in that doggone me refrigerator. And then here I go. I'm out here worried about y'all. I want to make sure that y'all are not blowing y'all money how y'all used to. Because if you think that all of these ingredients that they have been telling y'all to put in your concoctions and then telling you to throw them away after only telling you to use them 1 time a week, if you don't think that you've been throwing your money away, then something is clearly wrong. And as y'all can see, I'm always making a mess. But the show must still go on. And back to y'all's money. I'm not here to knock nobody, but a lot of these DIY creators be having y'all add about 10 herbs together. And y'all know times are hard, and these Ayurvedic herbs are not cheap at all. And everybody does not have a house full of herbs. I wouldn't even have a house full of herbs if I haven't created a hair care line 7 years ago, if I wasn't using my own products on my scalp on a consistent basis. And although I may have in the past and may one day in the future add at the most about 6 ingredients together as far as Ayurvedic herbs, your girl do everything she can to try to have it at a minimum, because many of you have been watching me for a long time now, and these simple ingredients that I am putting together for y'all have been working for y'all hair, and y'all have been getting great growth results. Because a lot of you know that consistency is key, and not only that, length retention is key as well. If you put together a few herbs that will complement one another, notice that I said complement, mean works together as a powerhouse but also still balance each other out, and use it on your scalp every single day when you are on a hair growth journey or a hair growth challenge. And stop listening to these people that telling you to use it every 3 to 5 days and then tell you to throw it away after 3 to 7 days or 5 to 7 days. Then you will start seeing great growth results, because then you will be allowing your hair to be in the anagen phase a little while longer. And I know that it sounds like I am getting on to y'all, but I'm really not. I just talk with passion. And I see a lot of creators that tell you guys to put 10, 12 to 14 ingredients together. And I'm not even talking about the liquid, but I'm talking about the herbs. When you are creating your own DIYs, you want to put together something that is simple but still powerful. But adding 25 herbs into a small or regular size bottle should be left up to a person that is doing this for a living, who has a business doing this. And that's why I tell y'all, whenever y'all are creating these DIYs, that the measurements don't matter as much as you think it do. Measurements mainly matter when you are creating these products to sell and when you are making them in bulk and batches. Sometimes we be so worried about the measurements that we be too afraid to create the DIY at all. And then there goes another level of growth that we chose to miss out on. I'm just saying, if a lot of us have hair goals, meaning that at a certain time we are expecting a certain length, then why are we procrastinating? Why are we playing with time? And most importantly, why are we playing with our hair? Just so we can continue to walk around telling people that same old sad story that our hair just won't grow. You know, we be focused on every little bitty thing that keeps us distracted. We'll even go so deep on being stuck on the preservative. Like, if you are watching a lot of DIYs and you are creating a few of them, then it is always best to just go ahead and invest in you a preservative. For those that are not new, remember that I was using the Dermaben Plus preservative for a long time, only because that was the one that I was using before I temporarily closed down my website for those 5 months, and now I have reopened it back up. But your girl used that Dermaben Plus all the way down to the last drop. And although I could have reordered the Dermaben Plus, I did not have the time to wait as long as it would take to make it in the mail. So I chose the quickest route, which was ordering off of Amazon. And I chose the OPTIPHEN Plus because never did I say in any of my DIYs that I swore by the Dermaben Plus. I just like using it because I had it. And why use anything else, especially when you don't need to? But I chose to address it because people be letting the littlest things confuse them, and then they will ask those type of questions in the comment section. I mean, like, people have already been having y'all to buy these herbs without adding a preservative, and been allowing y'all to throw your money away by having to pour them down the sink after a few days, in which in no way possible you could have received the great amount of growth results that your hair could have gave you if you would have simply just added a little bit of that preservative. If you would have simply added that aloe vera juice or that rose water to your DIY Ayurvedic hair growth tea, due to the ingredients alone being drying, instead of watching that other creator that never talks about adding or never shows you that they are adding a moisturizing or a conditioning liquid to their DIY, then your hair will already have been down your back. But now, instead, it end up drying up and breaking right back off because you went to that video because of growth. You told yourself that your hair isn't growing. Your hair has been stuck at the same rate for 5 years, and the whole time you thought you had a growth problem when instead you had a length retention problem. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The things I tell you out of love. But if you like this video, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, click that bell notification button to where you'll be the first to be notified whenever I'll upload my next video. You guys have a blessed one.